I'll just show you this real quick. So the women's versus men's food, the swag, then just the weight room.
But let's be honest, guy deodorant, so much better than girl deodorant. It's just the way it is. Hello and welcome to another glorious morning of lockdown. I'm your host, William Gabriel.
And I'm your other host, Daniel Wargo.
Touching the face. Are you hoping that if you touch it, a beard will grow? Like mine?
No. After everything you said about wearing a mask with a beard, I never want a beard again.
Oh, it's the fucking worst, dude. If there was just like a good jawline under here, this would be gone all the time. But there's not, so it kind of gives the illusion of, it's got a nice face. But as soon as it goes away, no. And that's kind of what the mask is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like one side of it is pushing down, the other side pushing up, and then I'm exposed.
You know what you should invent?
What?
The beard mask.
The beard hole?
It has a hole in it. I wasn't thinking that, but that's better.
What were you thinking? Let's see.
I was thinking pitch. Like a kind of like a big mask that kind of wraps around that allows you
thing.
Yes, you stuff the beard in. It like maybe has a little beard oil lotion on the rim of the mask.
Oh, I kind of like that.
Shark Tank.
I kind of like that. And then it's like holding it all together inside of it. But.
Yeah.
Fake embroidered mask on the outside, so you still get your look.
Oh yes.
But you're safe.
But on the inside? Oh yeah.
On the inside.
I think
this sounds Wonderful, like a very expensive product that you have to clean quite often.
We're not worried about that. We've already sold it. Maybe Lori. This might be a good QVC pitch.
She's a famous bearded lady.
How many bearded men watch QVC, you think? Most or all?
I'm trying to think if I've ever watched it willingly or if it's just been like as I'm walking through a room that my mom's in.
I don't even know how to find QVC on the TV, to be honest.
Yeah, is it a real channel?
I have no idea. I have no idea if it's actually real. Oh my God. Oh, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, Daniel. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling tired as hell. We had a St. Patrick's Day in the middle of the week that I was not prepared for. Had a little spritzers, little life send. I get my first vaccine tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Gonna get a shot in the arm. Just a little shot in the arm.
Wow.
I applied and they were like, oh God, you're gonna die. Come get this.
So you get your vaccine tomorrow. That's excellent.
First one.
Great news.
Yeah. What about you? How was your week?
My week was actually very nice. Had the St. Patrick's Day Wednesday. I just put these dogs away and one just wandered up in here. Who opened the door?
They heard St. Patrick's Day and they were like, are we still drinking? Because I would like to still be drinking. I mean, I'll go grab some whiskey. I'll put it in the coffee right now. We'll make this a Friday.
To you. I'll do it too, whatever. No,
if you're watching the video of this show, we're not doing that. But if you're listening to the audio, we totally just grabbed a bottle.
That. Yes. We each grabbed a bottle. And we poured the whole contents of the bottle into the coffee cup. No, my week was excellent, actually. It was really nice. I kind of felt like a little bit, I don't want to say lazy this week, but just being like, I don't want to do this life thing this week. I just want to sit here and watch TV, which I didn't do. But that was my inclination.
I didn't even know that St. Patrick's Day was this week until like the day before. Like I really wasn't paying attention to anything substantial.
Wow.
I don't know. Like this was like I missed the president all week long. That's what this week was. Sounds like you were kind of in a similar place.
Yeah, but I was really looking forward to St. Patty's Day and March Madness. I knew those things were coming this week, and I was like, I have a mission.
Did you accomplish that?
Oh. Wednesday night, you were there. I did my music stream.
It was pretty wild. It was pretty fucking... Didn't know what I was in for. I kind of wish I had spent my points on an Irish tune instead of the shots. Can we talk about the shots, Daniel, that everyone provided for you? I mean, you did this to yourself, but...
Yes. Yeah. Well, I thought it would be a fun way to have some fun on St. Patty's Day, make it kind of like a party.
A fun way to have fun. I like that.
Yeah, a fun way to have fun. And make it like a party. And so I put like a points thing on my Twitch so that for 5,000 points you could make me take a shot of Jameson.
Which
now,
is
in
so
my
cheap.
mind,
it's so cheap. We've all been there,
but I don't stream that much, so like I don't think people have thousands of points just hanging around. People use those positive pep talks all the time. So like right off the bat, I think there were 4. Like within the first 10 minutes, 4 people bought Jameson shots.
Can I just call a little bullshit though? Because we paid for shots.
Yes,
what
and I know.
What we got was you having a huge cup with ice in it, and you just slowly adding whatever you decided was a shot to the glass. Not a shot. Probably a little less every time. Probably
you didn't read the fine print.
I didn't. There was fine print. I never even read the regular print. Like I just saw whiskey, 5,000 points, and my mind just did the fucking. I'm upset. I would like my points back.
It would have been so bad. If I would have taken shots of all of those things. Like, there were way too many.
Think of the moments that we didn't get.
Yeah, but I got
beer on the floor for an inanimate object that's not a real person. Like, it was fucking another world.
It got really weird.
I came into the stream and you were like, we played that song 20 minutes ago. And I left the stream at the end and you were like, this has been great. Like, it was such a different world. I loved it, though. It was so much fun. And it really needed.
Good. I'm glad. I needed it, too. It was a really good night. And it was, luckily, because I was taking care of myself, I wasn't, like, drinking all the shots that people were buying for me.
Right.
I
some of that went down the drain later.
I got a good buzz.
Yeah.
I got a little drunk. I slept well.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I was fine. So like if I would have.
Did you make something the next day to like kind of really bring yourself back to life? Because after a night of drinking for me these days, I need a good breakfast or I'm gonna die.
I did. I made a good dinner.
Okay.
Last night, I made a really good carne asada. Like, really good.
Was it bussin'?
It was fucking bussin', man. It was bussin'.
And that's the cue. We're bringing it back. We're into our first segment of bussin' or busted. But a real quick throwback. Daniel wanted to play this video for us of pasta inside of a tortilla. Was it like a hard taco shell?
Spaghetti tacos or something?
That's what he wanted to play last time. We didn't get to play that clip, unfortunately. So
now we're playing a clip that's similar.
Well, I think just Daniel hasn't been able to sleep since he saw it, and he really wants us to be in the same pain. Okay. Best friends for frosting.
I had this leftover spaghetti, and I thought, what should I make for dinner? So I stuffed it in some taco shells, sprinkled cheese right on top, added a little bit of basil for extra flavor.
Oh, that's it.
It's definitely not the one I saw this week. It's like you said that, and the TikTok For You page was just like, here's a bunch of people eating pasta in tortilla shells. So you were saying that it's actually from a show,
like
though, right?
iCarly or something like that?
I love how you say that like it's a distant fucking show that didn't come out like 1 year after like we stopped watching Nickelodeon. Like, what are you doing right now? Everyone's heard of iCarly.
Yeah, but like, why is this trending from like 50 years ago?
Because they're like just now in college and having to fend for themselves, and they're like, what the fuck do they
remember what they used to do on iCarly?
Yeah, do you remember 10 years ago when everyone on the internet was like, let's make a Krabby Patty, like it's their idea? Like there's just fucking reminiscing when you don't know what the fuck you're doing, and you're like, that looks easy.
Fair.
Leftover pasta inside of a pre-made taco shell into the oven.
No, that's fair.
I don't think anyone's doing it the way this lady just did. Hers actually almost looked presentable. The thing I saw was butter noodle pasta, just like straight up butter noodles, no sauce, in a fucking tortilla shell. and it's like two girls making it for their dad, and the dad eats it, and he's like, you know what this needs? Like a meat sausage, anything else. This is fucking... He gets so upset.
You just put Italian carbs into Mexican carbs.
Yeah.
There's...
I don't know if
You
it's
didn't do
exactly that way, but...
You didn't do anything.
But we have a new clip for you this week that's going to turn your stomach just as much in a good way or a bad way. You never really know. While Daniel's getting that clip together, I'm going to do something that I promised last week. I don't know if he remembered, but I'm going to eat some nature cereal.
Oh, you got some. I was thinking about that this morning, and I was like, I didn't get any berries.
So I have a slight it's different.
Okay.
These are frozen. I saw in Lizzo's, she made everyone put ice in theirs. So I'm skipping that step. Frozen berries, cheaper, Trader Joe's, coconut water. Not sure if this is the brand. Is that the brand?
Good to me. That's a great brand.
Do you shake it before you pour it?
I would, because shaking's fun.
Okay.
Just at minimum.
This is supposed to be while you're getting that. I'm sorry.
It's up. It's ready.
Okay.
Now I'm just watching you.
Well, because I'm just like, am I going to start drinking coconut water all the time?
If you want to be a healthy person.
Probably not.
Okay. Then no.
So, they're still
frozen berries.
Do we give them time to not be frozen?
It's up to you, ma'am.
All right, Lizzo, this is for you.
Give us a big one.
Hot girl summer. It's just fruit. It's just fruit. I don't even taste the fucking coconut water. Maybe I need a more soupable spoon. Here we go. Smaller, more coconut water this time. It's just fucking fruit. I don't... I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
I don't get it either. I mean, I'm not tasting it, but I know what it tastes like.
Lizzo, I think you just like fruit.
I don't think that's... I just you could just eat berries.
I mean, it's good.
You don't have to call it nature cereal to just eat berries and drink water.
I mean, they're more famous than we are, so maybe they did. I'm going to try the coconut water on its own.
Okay.
I want to know what's up.
Yeah, let's see. Do you like it?
It's not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. It's kind of just water. I don't know. I just have such a terrible memory of that pulpy can from the 99-cent store 10 years ago. I don't even know who tried to get me to drink it. But they were like, you gotta try coconut water, dude. It's so good. That's all right. It was expensive, though.
Yeah, it's kind of expensive. But it is good. If you're in Vegas and you had a night and it's the morning, you grab a bottle of coconut water from that little place downstairs.
Yeah.
And then you're going to feel better.
Yeah.
You're going to feel better.
Or pancakes.
Both.
All right.
Pour vodka in the coconut water. You feel even better. Actually, not vodka. Tequila.
Okay.
That's
a Friday. I was like, I don't want vodka in Vegas.
I don't ever want vodka any place on
Earth. Just
ever again.
Tequila, however. Dude, the problem with tequila is my shirt comes off every time.
Oh, man.
Every time. You've seen it. Don't pretend to be shocked.
I know. Yeah, I like it, actually. It's one of the things that I like about you.
Tequila Bill, we call him.
When we lived together, I tried to replace all the water with tequila. Didn't work. You found water still.
It's honestly, I look back at 3 or 4 years ago. It's astonishing how little water I drink. It's truly incredible I was alive at all.
I do not.
You'd walk out of your room with a huge goblet of water, and you're like, I'm going to bring this with me all day. And I'd be like,
right.
What the fuck is he doing? That's what I'd say in my head.
Oh my God.
I know nothing about how this world works.
Hey, what do you need to know?
I need to know if this is bussin' or busted.
Let's check.
Sorry,
find
I've
out.
deviated us for so long with the nature cereal. I apologize.
Good.
Too bussin'.
Mommy, may I help you today?
Yes, can I have a cheeseburger on a pancake?
Sure. First, you take the cheeseburger and you put it on the grill. Now you season the burger.
Now that it's not frozen anymore.
Now we put some pancake mix on the grill.
Same grill.
Now we flip the pancake. Now we put the cheese on the burger so it can melt. Now once it's ready, you put it on the paper. Once the cheese is melt, we put it on top of it. Now we put lettuce. Now we put some sweet on it. Now the result is OMG.
Can't forget the bev.
Never. Now we serve it to the customer.
Okay. Now we serve it to the customer. Oh, it's not that innovative. Nor does it sound disgusting. It doesn't sound...
I could have pulled a worse one from this man's whole channel. Like, he makes some weird stuff, like Pop-Tart sandwiches. Some really just yuck. But it's the tomatoes and lettuce with the syrup that really gets me.
Yep. Yeah. No, I don't like the way he's presented the combination of flavors. I like the idea, maybe.
Yeah, we've all had McDonald's breakfast. We know what a lazy breakfast is. This has a tomato on it.
This has a tomato, yeah, and lettuce. No.
New York
I don't
is
like
built different, Daniel.
Yeah, it's like, what are we doing here? You know, you're a bodega. Make a sandwich.
Could you explain for the class what a bodega is?
A bodega is like a corner store, it's like a 7-Eleven, but that is not corporate. It looks exactly like what that gentleman was cooking in.
Yeah.
And generally, they also have delis. So you can get breakfast sandwiches, you can get hot sandwiches, cold sandwiches, and they are like 9 times out of 10 the best sandwiches you've ever had. They're like $2.
You think that when he makes like a normal sandwich, it's really fucking good? Because that burger patty really rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, I would never get a burger from a bodega.
Okay.
Personally,
Most people get burgers or chopped beef and cheeses
from his place.
Yeah.
The beef and cheese I'd probably get potentially, but I would get the egg sandwiches. Usually are really good. You know, if you just want like a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah.
Those are great. And then also like maybe a turkey or sometimes they have like a good Philly cheesesteak or something like that, chopped beef.
It's kind of a staple of the East Coast, right? Not so much here.
Yeah, we
do have delis. We do have like gas station, half restaurant type places. Those exist, but I feel like this is truly unique the way this store is laid out.
Yes, it's I mean, it usually, I don't know, like when I lived in New York, that was my daily almost, you know, like getting a sandwich from the bodega like several times a week.
Wow.
Because it was less than $5 with a drink and some chips, you know.
He does say can't forget the bev. Never.
It comes with it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So it's
a good deal.
It's a great deal. And it's probably still cheap, even though that was 10 years ago I was there. Like, it is a great stop-along meal, and they're everywhere. Especially, like, in the neighborhood. So if you're, like, more in Times Square or that area, like, you're not going to find a bodega. But if you're just, like, near your house, there's going to be 50 of them.
Right.
So, and they all have great sandwiches. You can't eat enough sandwiches there.
I mean, I can eat enough sandwiches.
I'm just saying.
I would rather go to, like, a classic deli, though, I think. Like, isn't that what sandwiches are about in New York? Like, a brick tower of meat?
There is that element of...
I don't even like roast beef that much.
Well, you are not a good person.
Okay, I don't like the way it soaks into the bread. It's a little gross.
Okay, well, what about pastrami? Like a good pastrami?
Can be okay. More of just like a classic turkey and chicken guy.
You like your healthy meats. That's good, actually.
I don't like red meat as a sandwich meat very often.
I love.
I mean, who is a chopped cheese for? Like, what is the appropriate time to get like this fucking beefy frozen? Just don't get me wrong, I've eaten them. They're great. But like, what is the appropriate time? There's never a time. It's always way too fucking much and you hate yourself.
Yeah, that can be. Although the New York ones are smaller.
Okay, maybe everything I've eaten is like Philly style.
Yeah, usually if you're at a bodega, it's like a little roll, and the rolls are really good. And they just come like this, and you can get it hot, you know? And you have to be very specific, because they don't listen there.
Before we do our rating, I'm just seeing some things in the chat. It looks like over on your end, you're muted on your stream. For me, you sound great, Poppy. I'm getting you loud and clear.
Oh, snap-a-doo.
Just trying to help you out.
Thank you. What the fuck
Thank
is
you,
happening?
Jade. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Nads. Thank you guys for giving us that. We try usually not to address the chat until after the end of the show, but since it is a technical difficulty...
Thank you, guys. I am working now.
He's back.
I'm back.
So you don't have to just be watching me now. You can watch Daniel, too.
You could watch William, though. His is more the clean stream.
Why is it the clean stream?
Well, because you don't do all the tech stuff. Like,
and my audio works. My audio
and your
works.
audio works. And you're doing like that's the video that you're doing will be the YouTube video. You know? Thank you for letting us know.
I gotcha.
I haven't even opened the place where chat would be.
So like we said, we were mentally checked out this week, but before we move into anything else, was this bussin'? This pancake, hamburger, tomato, lettuce, and syrup sandwich bussin' or busted?
Busted. Fuck that. Nope.
Okay, because you did say it wasn't like busted at the beginning.
Okay, the idea isn't busted. The execution
terrible. Super bad.
I'm not saying that something about this idea couldn't be bussin', because it could be. I might have to try it someday.
So just, would you switch out the burger patty for like a sausage patty? Because then you're just eating at Denny's. That's just a Denny's sandwich at that point.
Yeah. But I think I'd make it special.
Okay, tell us more about. He's looking into the sky like he just got this grand idea. It's just a breakfast sandwich.
This is a McGriddle, a homemade McGriddle. Sausage patty.
Okay.
Egg. Cheese.
That's usually what comes on it.
Syrup.
Yeah.
Pancakes. Boom.
The way I visualized it in my head, just because the way you were stacking it, was all of those foods were just under a stack of pancakes. You have to eat through the pancakes to get to the real meal.
That's a sandwich you work for.
Upside down, open face sandwich.
But no, I would never go to this bodega. If I ever find out where it is, I'm never going there.
Okay. Well, he's become very famous on TikTok.
Well, it's not hard to get famous on TikTok these days.
That's very true.
Yes, mommy, man.
Money1 is the account if you're looking for that. RAH_money, the number one. So if that's your bodega jam, get it in your face, get it in your life.
Please do.
Never.
Never give up. Never gonna let you down.
So like we were saying, we were checked out this week, but a lot of people got checks in the mail.
He transitioned. Yes, they did. I
didn't get that, but other
you didn't
people
get yours?
No.
I got mine.
How does it feel?
Tuesday or Wednesday.
How's it feel?
Great.
I see a lot of people being like, don't buy a lightsaber. Don't buy a new lightsaber. Like, everyone's just like, people just haven't gotten money like this for no reason in their entire lives. So it's very hard to be like reasonable purchases.
Yeah. Mine went directly into savings.
Yeah. Fucking stick in the mud.
The whole thing went directly into savings. It was excellent, my savings account. And I use this savings account where I get lottery tickets, basically, to make more money. And so I was able to get a lot of new lottery tickets.
Are you in a bank that's like stationed out of Vegas? What is this?
It's called Yada.
I bet
Yada
it is.
Savings app.
I bet it is.
And it's basically, it's just a savings account, but they give you lottery tickets every week, one per $25 you have invested.
Yeah.
And they draw one number a day for 7 days. And the more picks you get, the more like money you make for savings. So the effective, while like being at Chase or whatever and having a savings account, you're going to make like 0.2% interest annually. But here you would make like somewhere between 1.5 and 2.5% interest. So it's a lot higher interest, still low, like the stock market or, Pokemon cards, still going to be where your money is.
Welcome to our Clubhouse room, everyone. We are now on Clubhouse and we are talking money investments. So if you would like to know what is the best way to use your stimulus check, welcome to Should We Even Have This Money?
Mm-hmm. And if you use my code on Yada,
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'll get 300 tickets for a week. Thank you.
I'm going to get a code just to spite you so people can use my code that I do nothing with.
Wow. Well, maybe you'll win money or a Tesla because you can win a Tesla.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you can win a Tesla.
I'll take a Tesla. They're just sending those to space. I'll have one. I'll just take the one you don't want. They're just blowing up everything in the desert. You see like 3 more rockets blew up. What is that guy doing?
He's changing the world.
I don't think he is.
I think he might be.
We got a Lex Luthor on our hands.
I saw this TikTok the other day where this guy was...
Oh, TikTok.
Was not a dick talk.
I heard dick talk.
That's what this show is. That's our new name. Dick Talk.
TikTok.
The podcast. It is a podcast. No, but this guy was like, Elon... He's like, you have to realize Elon Musk took a thing that nobody said was possible. And he was like, I'm going to do it. And then he did it again. And then he did it again. And then he did it again. And he was just like talking about all the things that Elon Musk has, like all of the impossible things that he's done in his career. And he's like, and he's still alive. And it was like, oh,
he's very young.
I know. But it's like amazing that he's done all of these things that people said were not ever possible for a fraction
people
of the
like
cost.
him get a stimulus check? And what do they do with the stimulus? How do I not qualify, but fucking McSplody Pants gets a check?
$1,400. Like what is one of the?
I know that's like nothing for him and his company.
$1,400.
What does a mogul like that do with $1,400? It's just like, I guess put it all on red in Vegas. Just one time. Just one go.
I feel like they're way stingier with their money than we are. They're like, no, I can't afford that. I
cannot afford.
I can't afford to just throw money on a table.
Really? That's so boring. I never want to get there.
I don't know. I think that's how rich people stay rich. They're very careful with their money.
Are they?
Very careful. I don't think all of them are. Like, Floyd Mayweather is not, from what I've heard.
Dude, let him live.
I've heard that in the normal days, his money guy would give him at the beginning of the night, because he lives in Vegas, $50,000 cash.
That's a stimulus check I can get behind.
He would go out 6 till like 8 a.m., come back. And then that was every day. Just $50,000 cash.
Why could I spend $50,000 on it?
What do you spend in a year?
I would have so many cars that I wouldn't drive. I would have so many cars.
You would buy cars? A $50,000?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like such a terrible decision. But it's such a terrible decision when you think about it. They lose their value the minute you turn on the car. Like, well, not if you're buying, of it goes away.
Fancy cars.
Yeah, but Gavin Newsom just got rid of gasoline, so they're worthless. They're going to be paperweights, huge paperweights very soon. I need 7 Teslas. 7. 1 for every day of the week.
I love you. I love that motivation for you.
That way they're always charged.
Jesus.
Dude, what would you do with $50,000 a day? As real as possible.
Oh my God, 50,000 a day. Like, okay, well, step one, I'm eating whatever I want.
That's for sure.
That's 1,000.
That's only 1,000 of the dollars.
I don't even think it's 1,000.
Dude, could you spend $1,000 a day on food? You would be so fat.
I don't think I could.
It's just caviar for breakfast.
Really,
like, what are you eating?
Yeah, it's like caviar. It's like it's going to fancy ass restaurants, getting multiple things that I can't eat.
I never want to go to Salt Bay. Would you ever go to like a restaurant like that where it's more about the fucking Instagram postability?
Yeah, no, I don't really find the Salt Bay like food or the environment all that attractive to me. Really blurry.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. And plus it touches his arm. The salt does.
Yeah, dude, every time someone posts a clip, I'm like, ew, it's brushing his arm hair and then going on your food.
Yeah, that's every time. I think the exact same thing. I'm like, that's disgusting.
What was it about 7 years ago? We were like, yeah, this guy's the shit. But like now we're like, why? Why do we like this?
I don't know. Like, is he actually a good chef? Like, is the food good?
He likes meat. He likes making meat.
I know, and he's like,
meatable.
He's very like, he's got his like way
Makes
with
me
it.
really nervous, and I can't wait till he loses a finger. Like, it's gonna be great. That's gonna be the video.
He's
Not the
very
Southern
sexual
shit.
when he cuts it.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Some people do though, probably.
With their dinner? In front of their date? Do you really want another man being very sexual with your food in front of your date?
No,
you're gonna figure out what kind of person your date is very quickly. Very quickly.
Hey, maybe I do. Maybe I do once or twice. There's something carnal about it.
What does carnal mean? I thought of caramel.
Of the flesh. Of the very
Toxic masculinity?
No, it's more than that. It's deeper than that.
Okay. It's like, deeper than that.
It's like toxic masculinity for toxic masculinity. It's like of the flesh. It's like, oh, I'm gonna devour you. Carnal style. Could mean sex. Could mean eating right off the bone. Arr.
I'm just gonna let you keep going. I have nothing.
Could be though.
Do you eat things off the bone?
Chicken.
Dude, if I could, all chicken nuggets would be boneless.
All chicken nuggets are
chicken wings. Chicken wings.
What?
Dude, Chrissy does this fucking move with flats, and it's like bop, 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 and it's just like all the chicken, and it's gone. It's fucking insane. Meanwhile, I'm over there with a drumstick. Like, takes forever. It's so messy. Just give me a chicken nugget.
Wing? On a wing, she can pull all the meat off of it?
She does like this like twist thing and pushes. She like pulls one of them out, and then it's just like fuck ah. It's just like chicken for days. Chicken. Yeah.
Oh, that's exceptional.
She's very talented.
Yeah, what a talent. I want to see that on TikTok.
Now we're talking about food being sexual. So we talked about food. We talked about stimulus checks. We talked about Elon Musk and what he would fucking spend his money on, which he's not getting. And even if he did, he's just put it into Dogecoin. But since we're talking about Lex Luthor, let's talk about the Justice League.
Okay.
Just for a little bit. I know it's your favorite subject. You love them superheroes. Well, you like Marvel a little.
I like Marvel. Yeah. I'm not obsessed with it, but I like it.
Yeah. But they're really DC is having this backhanded, just uphill battle that is the Marvel fucking universe, and they're trying so hard to get sort of any credibility in this cinema space with their stories. The Snyder Cut releasing on HBO Plus is a event. People are talking about it. It seems like a very big deal. It seems like people like it. And as just a contrast, this movie came out in 2018, 2017 originally.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like, this movie's been out, right?
It's been out for a while. And this is so confusing because not very often do you see a film completely revamped. I think you've seen films like Brazil and I don't know, some other movies that no one really remembers. But like, we don't very often see a studio be like, we fucked up. We didn't do it right. So someone's gonna like make it. Like, we're not gonna remake it. We're just gonna like make it again from within. It's such a fucking weird concept.
Yes. So let me just kind of, because I don't know a ton about what's going on.
Perfect.
Other than
no one does.
So basically, Zack Snyder was the director of this film originally.
Well, he's been like the guy
the DC.
All of DC. Like, he did Man of Steel, he did Batman v Superman. He didn't do Suicide Squad, but he had a lot of hands in that and how it would fit into his world. Right. Yeah, so he was doing all of those things. Justice League was what he was building towards. Unfortunately, his daughter passed away or something like that. So he needed to step back. He's like, you know what? I'm not like creative right now. I can't do the punchies right now. You know, I need like real people time. So he went and did some real people time. The studio got Whedon, who had made Avengers a huge success.
Right.
And they wanted him to just sort of like button everything up. They weren't entirely happy with Zack's vision. Like, even when he was still part of the process, they weren't entirely happy with it because it wasn't lending itself to children as much as Marvel was. So I think they saw this opportunity to sort of revamp. And if you watch that movie, the original one that came out 2017, 2018, it's a weird movie. I don't know if you ever saw it.
I didn't, no.
They got Daniel in.
I haven't cared about
just to like play devil's advocate, what made you like okay with checking out Avengers? Other than just Chris and I fucking enjoyed it, but you will not go to the Justice League, you know?
Okay, so it started really early. Originally, I never would have been interested. However, Nikolai dragged me to Iron Man 1.
Right.
It was like opening weekend. I didn't even know it was coming out. I knew nothing about it. I'd never heard of Iron Man in my whole life. I had never heard of him.
Good old Shellhead.
And I laughed my ass off in that movie. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then a month later, if you remember, that Hulk movie with Ed Norton came out.
Right. That one we don't talk about very often, but yes.
I understand. Yeah, but it did come out like 1 month later.
Right.
And I went and saw that because of the Avengers. And there was a bonus scene at the end with with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
And I remember someone, either you or Nikolai, being like, "That's the Avengers," and I was like, "What's the Avengers?" Right?
Yeah.
And then suddenly you were like, "It's Thor and it's whatever, it's Captain America," and so suddenly I was like, "Oh my god, this is kind of cool." Whatever.
So what you're saying is they got you with storytelling. They were like, "Here's our story, and we're going to tell it to you, and if you like it, you'll fucking want more."
For me, is super important. Right? So like, it has to be funny for me to enjoy it.
Unless it doesn't. Some movies don't need comedy.
Disagree. Agree to disagree.
Spotlight probably doesn't need that much comedy.
Actually, it does. It does need some comedy.
Well, then that almost like goes against what you just said, because that the older Justice League now, the 2017-2018 one, they kind of did the same shtick as Avengers. They added a bunch of quips. They added the Whedonisms to the movie to give it life.
Right.
But what people were kind of taken away with was like a very serious tone that every once in a while would diverge into like Marvel fiasco comedy time. Mm-hmm. And there wasn't really a story there, according to most people.
Okay.
So why was Justice League at that time not looking enjoyable, even though they had kind of added that comedy element?
Because there was no build-up. But there was just no build-up. Like,
incredibly rushed. Justice League, incredibly rushed.
Well, and it's just like, I didn't know any of these characters, even though I know the superheroes.
Sure.
Like, I didn't watch any of the other movies. Like, I've not seen
There's
Batman
only been like
Superman.
3, though. That's what's fucking incredible. Aquaman hadn't come out yet. It was like just 2 Superman movies with a Batman in one of them and Wonder Woman. That's all that had come out.
Oh, really? So I guess I had seen almost all of it then. I just didn't care. I liked Wonder Woman, actually.
Yeah.
It didn't bring me into the DC franchise, but it was like, that was a good one. You know, I don't know. I didn't have any interest. I feel like DC has made mistake after mistake after mistake for 10 years when the answer was clear and right in front of them. And I always felt, to be honest, like Zack Snyder was the wrong person for that job. So
he's a great visual storyteller.
I'm not interested.
Yeah. So all of this hype and hullabaloo is making you even less interested. You're not checking out this movie.
I would never watch the Snyder Cut. I would watch the Whedon Cut like on a Saturday night if I was super bored.
It's not
good. But I
would
never. The fact that the Zack Snyder Cut's coming out is making me less excited than ever about this movie. Personally.
I'm going to give it a watch, I think, this weekend. I am so incredibly frustrated by the 4-hour runtime. Like, Gone with the Wind. What are we doing, guys?
4 hours long?
It's 4 hours and 2 minutes.
No. No. Who are you? You are not James Cameron.
Even James Cameron wouldn't make a 4-hour movie.
Yeah, but I would watch it.
Wait, how long was The Irishman? Because that was also too long.
I agree, but they've proven themselves. Zack Snyder has not proven himself to be a great filmmaker. Sorry.
Watchmen's great.
You don't get 4 hours.
300's pretty fun.
You don't get 4 hours.
Dawn of the Dead is pretty fun.
These are not
These are like hour-and-a-half movies.
They're not classics. Like Pretty Fun is not a classic.
Pretty Fun is not a classic. What's crazy to me is they spent $70 million more on reshoots, redoing of animations. They like completely redid the CGI, like total redesign of characters.
Oh, come on.
There are
a movie that already came out.
But they cut Cyborg's story from the original version of the film, so he feels like a nothing character. So I am excited to at least see that character get a time. His story is apparently like the best part of this new film. Like it's a very moving story that the studio just like deemed we didn't have time for originally, and it was just like action, 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 which Whedon is kind of all about. But the big takeaway, the main like gripe with that film was like, it's a fun trailer for 2.5 hours. So now we get something that's a little bit more of a passion project, a little bit more of a redemption story. It's not for Daniel, but for the people that love this world, I think a lot of people are actually excited for it versus when the original one came out. I don't think anyone on either side was excited for it. I think everyone was kind of unanimously like, fuck this shit. Also, it's in 4:3.
Well,
you know what?
Yes. The whole thing is in 4:3?
All 4 hours. It's like watching a 90s TV show.
Whoever is in charge of DC, the film part of it, like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? What have you been doing for 10 years?
Do you think that we're going to see this a lot?
No.
Where like a movie performs so badly, like it just really, like, are we going to see a Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, the other version, come out soon?
No, we will not. You know why?
Why?
Because that movie made $1 billion.
The other Justice League made a lot of money.
Yes.
A lot of money.
And sometimes it's good to just take that money and run.
Daniel's
and do
very upset.
I'm sorry, like this is stupid. I'm excited for you and for the people that are excited for this movie that maybe they'll get a movie.
I don't think I feel one way or the other. I think it's an interesting concept to be like, no, they kind of fucked up the tone, and here's what I originally wanted to portray, because like that's a famous story of Hollywood, just like taking the art out of the artist's hands and just making it a product and fucking it the fuck up. But I agree with you that there are many missteps and problems and tonal issues that the DC universe has that I don't connect to as much, but some people do. And if he's at least going to get to make that idea and vision realized, there's something exciting and beautiful about that for a storyteller. Very rarely do you get a second chance to be like, nah, these notes were jack. These notes were stupid. You ruined the idea. It's not for everybody, but it's at least like tonally the same now versus like two different movies spliced together.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? And maybe I'll eat my shorts and it will be a major success for them.
This is going to be a classic now.
Hey, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think from an idea perspective, like what I think DC needs to do is rebrand. Fresh slate.
Are you excited for the new James Gunn Suicide Squad? No?
I do not trust DC at all. 0%. I have sat through too many of their movies to sit through another one.
What's your least favorite?
Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah. That was pretty good.
That was terrible.
I didn't see that in theaters, though, so...
I saw it in theaters. It was terrible.
Yeah. I knew that from the trailer, but...
Yeah, well, I didn't. I was still hopeful it had Will Smith in it. And Margot Robbie.
Oh, man. Daniel likes to make her his wife in his head, but she's not.
She's married to someone else.
For now. It's Hollywood.
It's Hollywood. Well,
I don't know. So, $70 million does not get Daniel in. Does get some people in. I don't have HBO Plus. I'm not going to get HBO Plus for this movie. I think that's what they were really hoping would happen. Mm-hmm. I'm not. I'm using Christie's account, and we're going to watch it together.
so someone has HBO Plus.
Someone has HBO Plus, but it's not me. I'm not getting any money for this, and I'm not giving any. I don't have a stimulus check. I'm not spending shit.
Okay, well, I hope it's enjoyable. I do. I just, I'm not interested in what they have to say or do.
Yeah, but that's not what I was even focusing on, I think, for the most part. Because I think, for sure, it is a strange storytelling concept that is only identifying and connecting with some. But it is really weird to see the town take a step back and be like, we fucked up. It very rarely happens.
Yes.
That's why I could only think of Brazil. Like Brazil, Blade Runner, there's only a few of those movies like back when it was still an artist's playground. Like today, there's so many liability issues, so many lawyers, so many things that go into the telling of a story. When it gets to this level, when it gets to Justice League level movie making, there's so many people behind if something's a good idea or not. And all of the classics that you're like kind of citing and looking to, for the most part, lean on one individual as the artist to guide that information. Yes, it's a collaborative thing, but it's always like someone's vision. When there's so many people involved, there's no vision. There's just money. The idea of getting money.
Yep. Totally. I understand. And I see it from a creative perspective. And maybe it's a win for that.
Maybe. Or maybe it's a teenager kicking and screaming. I don't know yet. I haven't seen the cut.
Well, it's going to take you all night to get through.
Yeah, we're watching it, I think, on Sunday, though. God's day.
To take a while. But, hey, more power to you.
More power to Superman. I said Spider-Man.
They've trained you well.
I just want to watch another Marvel movie, I guess.
I feel you. I'm with you.
All right. Well, that's enough nerd talk for right now.
Enough nerd talk.
Sorry, Dan.
You should be.
I made you sad. But I'll make you feel better. Just, we were speaking last week to how it's been a year since the shutdown started. Not a year since this podcast quite yet, although that is coming up. We were just kind of reflecting on early pandemic ideas, the concept of like everyone, like I've been seeing a lot of trends on TikTok of people going to the grocery store to contrast like what it looked like a year ago. Just like people running through the aisles, throwing all the toilet paper, and now they're just like walking through the store normally. We like get it now. Everyone's not panic buying. It's been a really interesting trend to watch. But here's a trend of celebrities speaking out of turn from a year ago. It's an anniversary of this video. Yeah, I love it with all my heart. I think it's something we need to hear and remember where we all were.
Yeah, till July sounds like a bunch of bullshit. I'm sorry. But, like, it's a virus. I get it. Like, I respect it. But at the same time, like, even if everybody gets it, like, yeah, people are gonna die. It's just terrible. But, like, inevitable? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this right now.
Okay, so that.
Hey, guys.
I do remember that.
Can you pull this off the screen for a second?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Oh,
That's what we thought this was a year ago. I get it. I respect it.
It's inevitable.
I guess we're just all gonna die. But I'm young and hot, so it's fine.
Oh my god. Wow. Cheers to you, Vanessa Hudgens.
Just something to bring us back to reality. We were doing a lot of superhero shit. It's just like, that's what the human people really are. That's what we really are.
It's really good that you pulled her because we went to the same school as her. You went to school with her.
Yeah, but I don't really remember her.
Yeah, but you still did.
It was like
makes sense.
seventh and eighth grade doesn't count. You don't know these people. You don't know that she left to go do the fucking High School Musicals, and we were like, okay, we're gonna be famous. And look at us now.
Look at her. She's just making stupid comments on the internet.
Maybe it's better though, because we have less to say. Hope she's doing well.
Hope she's well. Maybe she's got some perspective a year later.
Maybe, probably.
Yeah. 550,000 death. You know.
It's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
Okay,
what
fucking Thanos
say?
over here. Like, why is she Thanos? Just being like, half of us have to die. What is that?
Right?
Sorry, I went back to comic book speak again. I'm sorry, Dan.
I'm used to this. I've known you a long time. It always winds back there.
Well, why don't we open the floor up for something that you like to talk about, which is sport. The sport of the ball. March Madness is coming up, Daniel.
March Madness is happening right now.
Oh shit,
it started at 9:15 this morning.
Oh, I'm late.
You're late. There's 4 games on right now.
Wow. 4. That is the best part of March Madness. Just too many things going on.
There's 16 games today. It's amazing.
I canceled my live TV, so I don't get to see anything. Tell us about it.
You can find it online. But the March Madness is happening. It did not happen last year, if you remember, because that was the week we locked down and they canceled the tournament. And everyone was like,
So there wasn't any last year?
There was no March Madness last year.
So this is the return.
It's been 2 years since March Madness. Yeah. And so far, so good. It's going well.
You got a bracket?
I have a bracket. Betting? I've been betting. I've got a bracket. And feeling good. Feeling confident.
You
won
use
yesterday.
DraftKings or whatever the...
Bovada. I use Bovada.
That sounds illegal.
It is not entirely legal in every place.
I remember Daniel trying to get me to sign up for this fucking thing a few years ago, and I did. And my bank immediately called me, and they're like, what are you fucking doing? What is this? And I was like, just like a little sports, just like some sports. And they were like, not in this nation.
You have to say, I'm buying something. I'm just buying something from China. Don't worry about it.
That's the loophole?
Yeah, you're just buying something. They run it through China.
Did you fund TikTok? So, like, what?
My credit card has been charged in China a few times. I'm just going to say. But I buy things, right? And then I spend money on things.
Okay. So tell us more.
About sports betting or...
Well, your earnings, your winnings, how are the first 4 games going?
So I actually don't know how the first 4 games are going. But yesterday there were like play-in games. So there were 4 games yesterday that for people to get into the tournament. So we practiced betting. I was doing this with Nikolai. We practiced betting yesterday.
Okay.
On those 4 games. We won a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't lose, but we didn't win big. And
Daniel's a politician over here. Listen to this fucking... Okay. Keep going.
We won a little bit.
Keep going.
And so today what we've been doing...
Sounds like fucking Joe Biden. We're going to get stuff done. We're going to do things. What does that mean?
It means what it means. And it's different to everybody.
We're going to get stuff done today.
Yeah. I've been getting stuff done today. There are basically like 4 chunks of games at a time. So it's like 4, 4, 4, 4. So we've just been betting on the groups of 4 together. And then... And also I've got a bracket just for fun, and it's a good time. So right now we'll see what's gonna happen with it. I don't watch college basketball during the year, so I come in pretty fresh.
Yeah, that's my biggest takeaway from March Madness, and what I remember, because this has been fun a few years in the past, like at the office working with a bunch of people, you have like a TV somewhere. So while everyone's working, they're like running over, checking on games, putting money down. There's huge people in the brackets. Like that was so much fun. But I never knew like what teams were great, what players were great. Like someone would just like come through and tell us all that. You want this, you want this, you want this. Put these here. Let's hope this.
Yeah.
You don't know what
you do a little bit of research, or at least I do.
You know what I do?
Just guess.
Like 90% of the time, like 90% of who I pick is who fucking Obama was picking.
You just follow the Obama.
I would just
Obama bracket.
Obama just puts out his like picks, and I'm like, I'll trust that guy.
It.
I'll fucking change one.
You kind of change a couple answers, so it doesn't look like you're cheating.
It's the American school system all over again.
Like, now Obama, he knows what he's talking about. He's the
smart guy in the class. Get shit done. Yes, we can.
Yes, we did. And I love that. It's fun. I don't, now that I do like betting, I pay a little less attention to the bracket and a little more attention to the games themselves.
Okay.
Which is just fun for me. And I don't bet a lot of money. I bet very minimally. But it's fun for me to
hear that,
to
FBI?
Pay attention.
It's not a lot of money. It's fine.
I mean, like,
let's be
the
cool.
entire football season, I put in $100 and I play off $100 the whole season. Oh shit! Sorry. Holy shit!
Did a ball game thing happen?
A buzzer beater! Oh my god! He sunk a 3 to tie the game with 1 second left.
I see Daniel having a very different career very soon.
Oh!
This cooking channel, it's going away, and by this time next year, it's going to be all sports brackets with a snack. There will be snacks, though.
29 points currently.
Do we need to start paying our college players? Because many people are making so much money off these kids.
Yeah.
Don't they deserve a little taste of the pie?
Yes.
And how do you think that could possibly work? Instead of just being this kind of philosophical yes of like, it would be great, what are some ways that the school could start implementing things like that? And how do we actually like advocate for that? Because I really feel like some of these kids will not get to go on and play in the big leagues, but many people will make money off them for the next 2 to 4 years.
Yep. It's true. I mean, that's a good point. I think, and there's a lot of talk about stuff like that, about sharing the pie with some of these college athletes. So hopefully that happens. Oh, let me go to this link that Nad sent me.
Can you show us if there's music on it?
I got something to show
Twitch.
y'all. So for the NCAA March Madness, the biggest tournament in college basketball for women, this is our weight room.
Oh.
Let me show y'all the men's weight room. Now, when pictures of our weight room got released versus the men's, the NCAA came out with a statement saying that it wasn't money, it was space that was a problem. Let me show y'all something else. Here's our practice court, right? And then here's that weight room. And then here's all this extra space. If you aren't upset about this problem, then you're a part of it.
Jesus.
I got something to show y'all.
How
so for the
terrible.
NCAA March
Such
Madness,
bullshit.
the biggest tournament.
That is such bullshit. So the women's versus men's food, the swag, than just the weight room.
But let's be honest, guy deodorant, so much better than girl deodorant. It's just the way it is. If there's anything to take away from all this controversy, it's that female deodorant is garbage.
That is insane.
It's crazy to me that like that was an entire LA Fitness in there for the guys.
Yes. And clearly the station or the NCAA is going to make a lot of money off of both of these tournaments. Sure, maybe the men's tournament brings in more viewers. I don't know the statistics on that, but I mean, this does not cost a lot to provide your athletes with proper food and training equipment. You're utilizing them for, your own financial gain, and they should be able to prepare safely, especially in this COVID time, with as much, with as much ability
deodorant as you can put on your body at once. I miss swag so much, like going to a summer camp or some like out of school thing and just like everyone gets a t-shirt and a bunch of other weird, crazy erasers. That was the best life ever got. But you know what? Everyone got the same amount of erasers. Okay?
Right.
Do you hear us? Basketball, Giants.
Yes. NCAA, if you are so double, maybe get a good weight room going.
That's the takeaway.
With the best part, the worst part, it's terribly, this whole thing is terrible, obviously. It's also funny that they were like, let's put a 2.5 pound, a 5 pound, give him a 7.5. All right, let's give him a 10 pound too.
Like they got that thing off Amazon today. That's enough. There's no more, please.
There's like 64 teams. No, they'll use that. They'll get good use.
Was there even a bench to sit on to do those workouts? I don't think there was. I think there was just folding chairs.
A little rack with some chairs over there.
I mean, that's what I would be doing. Fucking fives all day.
I mean, me too, but I'm not a professional or college athlete.
Not yet.
I'm just...
Oh, college. Yeah.
Not ever. That ship sailed. I'm retirement age.
See you later.
Professional athletes. I can talk sports.
Oh.
Now. So if I'm in the normal world, or if I have an office job, or if I'm at a bar, or if I'm meeting somebody for an interview or something.
You're one of the normies.
No, I actually can talk sports now because I pay attention and I know generally who's good. I know good players. I know teams. I know coaches. And that's like been a huge... I've met crazy cool people, sometimes super successful people. So, you just meet people because you can talk sports.
It's really unfortunate how often
just like you talk nerd.
Well, that's how I know when it's my people, I guess. And I guess it's how money people know they're talking to fellow money people. I think that's what it feels like, because it's always people way better off in life that are like, oh, do you know about Anderson, the 14th of whatever team? And you're like,
14th. Is he a king?
Smart man is dead. Anything can happen. No, but that is actually a pretty decent tool. Like, I've seen a few of my friends that were a lot more, like, one of my friends that definitely was a heavy hand and who I was betting in my most recent March Madness, like, so just like breaking it down for me in a way that I could digest. Yeah. When you see that dude turn it on with some like higher up with money, you were like, oh my, I want to fuck you a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't even care about what you're saying, but the way you're doing this, hot. Little hot.
Yeah. Are
you hot when you do it?
I think so. I think I'm really sexy.
You would know?
Yeah, I think so. I think when I look at myself...
Okay, this is different now.
In the mirror, after I've had a conversation like that, I'm like, oh, damn, you could get it.
It's like a fucking high school house party when you're in the bathroom and you're just like, what am I doing?
You're like, you could get it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, you in that sweater.
I think, honestly, for networking, for me, it has been super helpful. Because I've always been a guy who likes sports, but I never was like into stats, into this or that, this team, that team. And now for football season, because I put a little bit of money on it,
you're ready.
For 4 months, it's basically like a subscription fee to network.
This is your battle pass, Daniel. This is kind of your battle pass. You put a little bit of money in, you get a lot in return. None of it is a skin, but definitely some dances, some emotes, some knowledge.
Some emotes. Yeah, I get exactly.
I like this.
It's my connection to like normal men who didn't get a degree in musical theater.
I have no interest in connecting with those people, but Daniel's going to make me a lot of money one day. So I'm happy that he's.
I'm really holding on that you might be the one making me all this money someday.
Well, I'm making me
into
money.
a mogul.
Why?
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna cash in off this.
What are you talking about?
Somehow, you're a PokeMogul.
A little bit.
A little,
really, though.
Kind of a lot, though. To me, you sent me an Instagram the other day. That was like literally a financial index for Pokemon cards.
To be fair, I didn't organically find this. I'm just starting to the way that you're sport talking. You're like,
networking with.
I'm
Pokemon
kind of like
cards.
Charizard to these other fucking guys, and then they send me these pages, and they're like, "Here's a tool I'm using. Here's this. You can watch the market on these cards." Because what's fucking interesting about Pokemon is that it's not interesting unless you think it's it's so fucking bizarre, dude. I was thinking about this the other day because I got the Switch game that came out last year because it's dropped in price a tiny bit because they have like a new DLC or whatever that came out for it.
Okay.
It's like, all right, fuck it. I'll get the game. It's kind of dog fighting. When you really think about what Pokemon is, it's kind of just
yeah.
It's kind of like a cockfight.
Yes, I'm going to use my animal to beat your animal.
It's pretty terrible. Like, where do those faded Pokemon go that you're just fighting in the wild? No one's taking them to the Pokemon Center. They just die there in the grass.
Why did you do this to us?
I don't know. It's a kid's game. I just couldn't get the thought out of my head.
Like, this is actually wrong. This is wrong.
But Daniel's right.
This is wrong.
Wrong. I've been dabbling in the world. Well, see, when we lived together, there was secretly so many cards. This is not something that I've been out about. Yeah.
So where were these cards coming from back then?
Amazon, because there was just like inventory, and I would just get like one booster box and make that thing last for months.
How many booster packs come in a booster box?
36.
36 packs?
Yes.
Holy mother, that's Christmas morning on crack.
But high pull rates, not kind of caught up with all the extra jargon that's for which I have no interest in. I may try to learn some of it. I don't know. It's kind of like Magic. I don't really care for that stuff very often. It's interesting to me, but it doesn't seem like something I would have fun doing because it's a lot of reading and a lot of math.
Got it.
On the fly, quickly, back and forth, boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
I don't have interest in that. What I do have interest in is sort of seeking out nostalgia purposes. I think one, and then two is like kind of looking at it from an investing standpoint a little bit while I learn. I'm not putting too much into this. I'm learning.
Right.
But think about our generation and like who's buying a fucking Picasso? Who's buying whatever? Yes, there are these like new kind of crypto arts that are going on, but for the most part, stuff like that is our art.
No,
it is kind of our Mona Lisa, weirdly.
I think you're right. You know, I think people will be more likely to show off a Charizard or a Michael Jordan rookie or
dude, talking about sports, the sports card world has exploded in a way that I haven't seen since we were in the 90s.
Well, it was big when we were kids. I don't know how big it was. Like Pokemon cards were obviously huge.
They were huge to our generation, but I feel like baseball cards
were like the
basketball
80s.
Cards were huge.
I don't remember a lot of my friends being into baseball cards or basketball cards. I remember the Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if I feel like in the 80s especially, those were really big.
90s is when they had their most cash back and
Value?
forth. Like, yeah, they definitely had a
Okay.
lot more value in the 90s because disposable income. The 90s were like it was the fucking decade of just like everything's going to be okay.
Right.
Financially, purpose-wise, right before the war, right before 9/11, right before all that weird shit, and right
Right.
before that recession,
Mm-hmm.
pretty fucking decent decade with a lot of flourishing people that were able to just kind of spend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they
That
got
makes
into things that were of their childhood, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So just in the way that it happened in the 90s, it's happening again right now. People are kind of chasing their childhood a little bit. But what's interesting is like there's all these other worlds that are kind of opening up. Like Fortnite cards are something I'm interested in looking at. I don't necessarily have the same connection to that I might a Pokemon card.
Right.
But it's fascinating to see that market just be huge. While Fortnite is going to be a lot of kids' childhoods. And in 10, 15,
Right.
20 years, those cards might have the value that these
Right.
Charizards have today.
Right.
So it's not so much for me about just like overdoing it and going in. It's about like learning, because we've talked about this ever since the GameStop thing over the last few months. Like, it's very hard for me to be motivated by money. And I think something like this is kind of interesting to explore that idea a little further for me, a little more seriously for me, but in something that I enjoy and want to learn.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's the beauty, right? That's the beauty of investing in anything. Hopefully, that you're really interested in the type of thing that you're investing in. You're
Plus,
investing
it's
your
super
time,
fun.
your money. It's fun, yeah. And I think people do feel that way about stocks, you
Yeah.
know, or whatever. And they're like, I love the thrill, the rush of this. And
But if you want to compare the two, I'm not interested in being a day trader of Pokemon.
No,
I'm not
no,
trying
no,
to get a
I
bunch of
understand.
things and flip them instantly. The
No, it's a
stress of
longer
all of
hold.
that. No, but you can. There are those markets, and there are people that
course.
are just like
Of course.
buying out Targets, buying out Best Buys, going to Walmart and putting everything in a cart. There are those people, and I've gone back and forth about how I feel about them for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Because on one hand, I hate it. I really fucking hate it, because you're like, if the cards aren't there in the kids' hands, they don't have a nostalgia.
Mhm.
If we're overselling the market, we're pricing people out.
Yeah.
But are you really going to like tell people what they can and cannot do when there's already so much opportunity taken away from them over this last year? Like, people are going to do what they need to do. And if someone's really good at flipping cards, let them flip some cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking more at like a 10, 5-year looking, and I'm really interested in not focusing on modern, which is basically anything 2004 to now, and
Okay.
looking a lot more at vintage and trying to really pace myself, do a budget, know why I'm investing in that.
Yeah.
Just looking at it from a more realist place than just
Sure.
buying stuff because it's there. There's so many
Now-
different sets coming out all the time these days. It's really hard to know what to invest in if you want to go with
Right.
something that's coming out right now. That's also why Fortnite cards are super interesting, because there's only 2 sets. The first set you'll never fucking find. You should have fucking bought them off the shelves for $15 in 2019. But these new sets
Right.
coming out are going to be really watched.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Now, when you're talking about vintage cards, like those cards are no longer coming out, correct?
Right.
So,
Vintage is kind of considered Wizards of the Coast era of Pokemon cards, which is the same printers and makers of Magic.
okay.
The current card game is not printed by them or even made by them whatsoever. Nintendo and Pokemon do that separately now.
Got it. So, what would the I would imagine the what we used to collect as kids would be considered vintage?
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
So-
100%.
But those cards are obviously no longer in print.
Yeah, not even kind of.
So people are looking for very specific cards from those sets. Is that right?
Yes and no, because it depends on if they're first editions. It depends on if they're shadowless starters, even though those aren't holographic. Those ones are sought after. But some people collect full sets of the base set.
Just full sets. Okay.
But the Charizard really is going to be your home diddly guy.
Yeah, that was the big one even then.
I don't know, man. It's just fucking games. Like, at the end of the day, it's fucking games. Like, yes, there are these, like, elements of investing and looking at the future. But my whole philosophy of this, and the only reason I'm going to be able to continue to have fun, I feel like I do this every, like, 3 years. I dip into the cards, kind of see where they are, and then I dip out again. I did it fucking in 2013. I did it in 2017, and I'm doing it again now.
Right.
I didn't really connect with the cards in 2013. I thought it was a mistake. After Pokemon Go came out, I was like, this is interesting again. They're playing with things that I find nostalgic, and they're trying to get me to learn new shit. So it found me like at least comfortable and willing to learn shit. But it's still just like a card game. It's a silly card game. And we all play games, you know, like fucking Albertsons has Monopoly right now. Fucking you're playing with a cardboard dude on the beach. You know, like there's so many games that everyone, like, I don't know. I feel like it's not that weird.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not.
I feel exposed right now.
Well, you are a mogul.
I'm not. There are, like, you think you're doing good and you follow like someone on Instagram and you're like, oh no, I literally suck. I don't know what I'm talking about. This person has 47 Charizards. One of them is giving me the middle finger. And you're like, I'm never going to be happy.
I'm never going to be happy. That's the dream.
That's the dream.
That's it. That was the one. Oh my gosh. Well, cool.
It's been fun.
Yeah. Okay, well, should we take a break?
Oh, sure.
It's been a long show. We're going long.
Is it? Oh my God. We have been going, sir. I'm sorry.
We have been going. No, I feel like it's been a good talk.
I wanted to answer your questions about the silly Pokemon game.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I have a lot more questions.
All right, guys. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Let's, yeah.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Lávate las manos. Es muy importante que te laves las manos. Wash your damn hands.
And we're back.
He did it. He said the things. We're back from the world, from our nerd talk. We've had 2 nerd talks today and only 1 sport talk. I apologize.
It's been a nerdy day.
It's been a nerdy day, but it's also a nerdy life. Like, it's all digital, baby. So we've learned a lot today.
Yes.
We've learned quite a bit. But something that we like to do every week is teach Daniel a little some about the internet. Now, this story technically happened outside of the internet, but the internet told us, I don't know. It just...
The internet gave us this story?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's take a look.
I just... With the way the whole day's gone, this is so just like random and out of place. I love it though.
I'm excited.
A man in Washington state is under arrest after police say he sawed off a 400-pound slide from a playground, repainted it, and mounted it on a child's bunk bed in his mobile home.
That's it. That's the whole video. That's the whole thing.
Oh my God. You know what's so crazy? When we were kids, my dad built Jackson and I bunk beds. And the whole goal, what he was going to do was get a slide for the top bunk bed. And we would go to Home Depot and look at slides and they weren't the right size or the right money. I don't know. I was
the right money.
But he should have just done this.
Well, apparently this is a federal crime. Did you know that it was a federal crime to steal a slide from a playground? Dude, I just felt like he was being crafty. This is 5-minute crafts.
I love that he painted it. He was like, they'll never know.
They'll never know. It's like in GTA 3 when you steal a car and just give it a new paint job. And they're like, I don't know where that car went. It's totally fine now.
It's gone. My God.
I just didn't know you could be arrested for something like this.
His kid looks so happy and he looks
they took that away.
creepy.
The government took that. Well, obviously a mugshot's not going to look the best.
Yeah, but even you can tell. Sometimes in a mugshot, you can tell.
Imagine you're being arrested for this. You're getting lined up right now. They're taking your picture, and in your head, you're like, this is over a slide? Really?
He went to a playground in the middle of the night.
That's the best time to do it. No one sees you.
Some tools.
Maybe he's a handyman.
400-pound slide home.
How'd he do that?
Ow!
Do you remember like that tiny pool we got into your old apartment and we filled it with sand?
Yes.
This reminds me of that.
That was a terrible day. Sand in my apartment for months.
Because, I mean, I guess the tax dollars pay for these installations, these services of the community.
Yes. They're for children. Not for your children.
So he stole from the American people.
What a dick.
I mean, it's not like the coolest thing, but I don't know. I never knew that it was a federal crime.
It's a federal crime. Wow. Bro. What did he think was going to happen? You know?
I could just see my dad doing this in the 90s. I could really see my dad doing something like this.
Like, I'm
just gonna take
steal this slide.
I'm just gonna take it.
I'm borrowing it. They're gonna grow out of it. I'll bring it back.
Yeah. Are you saying he should have built a slide like your dad?
My dad never got to it. We never got that slide.
Well, this dad at least completed the journey.
At least he completed the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever want like a slide going out of your room just like to the backyard as a kid, or was that just me? I think it was too many McDonald's.
Everywhere.
I think it was just we were always at a Chuck E. Cheese or a Burger King or something, and there's slides everywhere. So you were like, "This is the best mode of transportation."
Yeah,
like, let's get downstairs.
Sliding everywhere. Yes, I wanted slides all over the house. I was a slide guy.
Trying to think of my mom with her fucked up leg, just like trying to go down a slide every time she wants to leave the house.
They don't work forever.
Dude, how do we get rid of stairs and only slides? How do we get water slides put in?
Oh, God. Nah, don't get me started. Let's do that.
The upkeep on that's going to be terrible.
Terrible, but
we need to hire more people. We need jobs in this country.
We need jobs. We need water slides on every stairway. Infrastructure.
So, what'd you think of the internet today, dude?
That was amazing. It brought back childhood memories. I'm really excited for this kid. I hope he got to keep the slide even though he lost his dad.
Should we sign a petition for this dad?
Let him out.
Do we like
good
teach
dads
him
are hard to find?
Like, let's say we get a GoFundMe going and everyone donates to get this kid a slide. Where's that story?
Where is that? Like, this dad's not going to do that again. Let him out. Like, he only needs one.
Just one slide.
He's not going to go out there stealing slides every night.
How much is a
400
slide?
pounds.
How much is a slide? Just type that. Oh, fuck, Daniel. No wonder he's in trouble.
How much are they?
This 16-foot spiral tube slide is $18,000 to make.
$18,000.
A really cheaper, shorter spiral slide? $6,000. Thousands and thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars?
How cheap are stairs? I don't think they're thousands of dollars.
No, I think it's just like a couple pieces of wood.
Yeah, it's just some plywood from Home Depot.
It's like a tree. It's like half a tree.
Okay, I've flipped. I'm now arrest this man. Never let him out. He's a criminal.
This man stole basically jewelry. He's a jewelry thief.
Give him 10 years. You know what? Put him in for life. Put him in for life.
What are you in here for?
Stole a slide.
Did you ride it?
Did you look out for that Uber story that I was telling you about last week where the girls like assaulted their Uber driver? Did you see what fucking happened?
I did. I saw that
she got banned.
She got banned from Lyft too.
Because she was like, this is why I like Lyft better. And Lyft was like, we don't want you.
And then now she's facing criminal charges up to 20 years.
20 years? Is it worth it for the clout?
Should have worn your mask.
Should have worn your mask.
Should have worn your mask.
And that's the tea. This is coffee, but that's the tea.
But that is the tea.
I'm back up to a venti.
I love it. Cheers to you and your venti.
It's still one cup. One large, very tall cup. I love that fucking old clip of Paul Rudd. And he's just yelling at the baristas for like, venti is the only thing that doesn't mean large. What movie is that from? Is that I Love You, Man? No.
I think it is.
What is that movie?
I don't know, though.
We'll never know.
We'll never
Paul
find
Rudd,
out.
Wherever you are, we love you.
Cheers to you. Yeah.
And was it Bruce Willis? Who are we trying to get on this show?
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. If you're still
Bruce
out there
Willis.
listening, I don't know. We've been trying to do it since like June. Nothing's really happened. We've had no traction. We don't even bring him up anymore. And I miss at least giving him a shout out.
Yeah, Brad, we want you on this show.
To do what,
You could sit right up there. You could sit right down there.
What is he going to say?
What do you think? What is he not going to say? It's
Actually,
Brad Pitt.
I think it'd be great if we did the podcast as is, but Brad Pitt's just sitting on a screen silently, just being Brad Pitt. He's like smoking a cigarette, drinking some coconut water, and he's just chilling. He can't even hear us. Like, he's not laughing at our jokes. He's not reacting to anything we said, but he's part of the show. It's kind of like a Twitch stream. Like, he's streaming us, but it's just Brad Pitt.
It's Brad Pitt.
Think about how many people would tune in and put us on mute.
Hey, Brad, if you're out there,
he can't hear us because we're on mute.
$1 billion idea.
$1 billion idea.
You don't need money, but we do. And you could help us with that.
Brad, we love your work. All of it.
We love your body.
That's Daniel talking. I respect the body. I respect what you've done. And all without any male enhancement juices. The Rock's got a little going on.
Yeah, Brad's just naturally. He's lean.
He's lean.
He's lean. He's a machine.
Seen Fight Club? That was like 20 years ago. What's he looking like now?
You saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? He looked fucking perfect.
Not a lot.
He took off his shirt on that rooftop.
Did he? Oh my god!
Yeah, remember
you're
on that
right.
rooftop?
What an asshole!
It was meant to rival that. The first time he took his shirt off, it was like very much the same moment in a movie. He was like, it was like very.
Is that macros?
Is he doing the macros thing?
Like, is that macros?
Probably, yeah. At the end of the day, yeah, it's got to be macros and sit-ups.
I thought sit-ups were a lie. I don't know why, but like 5. I feel like when we were coming up, they were like, sit-ups are bullshit.
Sit-ups kind of are bullshit, I think.
Oh.
They really only work the top of the abs. You need the bottoms.
How do you work those? Bottoms. How do you work them bottoms?
Planks. Leg lifts. You know, like those, you'd lay down and you lift your legs like this.
Like on your belly or on your stomach?
You're on your back, but then you lift your legs up. On your belly or on
your stomach are the same things.
The same things. You go like this, and then you go
back or stomach.
Lift them up.
Okay, both of them? Or one at a time, or both?
Or you could do one at a time. You could do it like this. Or you could just keep them, you could lift them up off the ground, but just keep them there.
You see, Brad, we're very into fitness, and we could keep that going, and we could teach thousands of people how to be shirtless on a rooftop too.
Come on the show, Brad Pitt.
Was that an episode?
That was an episode.
I'm sorry that we ran long.
Might have been 2.
What Daniel's saying is he's bored of me. He's done with me. I'm sorry. I will end things right now. But before we go, where can the people find you, Daniel?
People can find me on YouTube. They know where to find me. My name is Daniel Wargo.
By the way, congratulations on your 10K views that happened this week. Look at this man grow. Look at him flourish.
Thank you. It was very nice to wake up to that morning. Thank you. And where can people find you, William?
You can find me on Twitter at Will J. Gabriel, or you can find this show live Friday mornings at Silent Will on Twitch. And if you miss it, you can always catch the VOD Saturday mornings on YouTube at the Lockdown Podcast.
And if you like the show and you listen to it as a podcast, feel free to give it a 3 to 5 star review in the Apple.
We got love for you audio listeners. We know that you're out there still. You like your Dr. Lore in the morning, and we're that now. You don't like
We're the
digestion on
new
YouTube.
Dr. Laura. And I hope that you consider giving us a review because we love the one review that we have, and we would love to have another one.
We have all these people watching on Twitch, and we only have one review.
I actually don't even know if we have one. I just was saying we did. I never looked.
Go to your iTunes store and then delete the app after, but at least give us that first 3-star rating. Maybe 4, maybe 5, but at least 3. You know that this is kind of okay. It's kind of okay.
Yeah, it's kind of okay. I'm checking to see if
we're exposing our own show.
We have 3 ratings. They're 5-star review ratings.
Whoa.
3 5-star reviews.
We didn't ask for that, but we deserve it.
No writing. No one has written.
No one has a comment.
And I just submitted my 5-star review.
I don't think that counts.
You do it, folks.
I don't think that counts.
We have 4 now. We'll see you next Friday.
Yep, it's over now. So we'll stick around for Talk Down, say hello to all the beautiful people that hung out with us today. And if you want to come do that with us live, catch the show live. And if you don't, kind of understand. But we'll see you guys next week.